7:51, Big 550 KTRS. Larry Stenneback each and every week blows our mind with all sorts of tech news. Good morning, Larry.
Hey, good morning, guys.
What do you got today?
Well, this is going to be kind of a review day, but I think it was good because after this week, I had a couple of requests from clients and a couple of run-ins where people weren't backing up their data. So I thought, let's review security.
Yes.
Everyone's talking about security.
Yes.
In fact, let's start with this. Actually, kind of an interesting story. MasterCard is releasing a biometric card, so a credit card that has a fingerprint reader built into the card. And so they're trying to stay relevant because you got your phones, your Apple Pay that are kind of threatening them.
Right.
And so literally, they've been testing this in South Africa. It's being tested right now. It has a biometric chip in the card. You stick it in. It literally reads your fingerprint as it's being read the card and authorizes the transaction. So
you put your fingerprint on the card?
On the card itself. The card can store 2 different fingerprints for convenience, but apparently the one problem with it is it's fairly inconvenient to get it programmed the first time. You have to go into a bank and they have to take your fingerprints.
Right. So like a signature card type of deal.
But interesting idea, them staying relevant, and it'll help. And I'll tell you with credit card security, again, we've talked about this in the past, the biggest thing to check for is credit card skimmers, which are devices that people will make that look like what you're running your credit card through, but they've laid it on top of a normal credit card reader. So what I always do before I stick my credit card in an ATM or something like that, you try to jiggle the thing that you put it in. If it pops right off, you know you've got something bad.
It's a fake front for a credit card, debit card machine.
Like at gas stations or ATM,
Correct.
but not in a store.
Yeah, in a store, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. And in fact, if you search YouTube where there's some security companies that check for this, you see some scary stuff.
So you're supposed to jiggle it?
I always just kind of jiggle. Or if it looks weird, if anything about an ATM experience, you
just
throws
jiggle
a red flag. I say don't stick.
Just jiggle it. Yes. There
So
you go.
the next 2 things are going to be somewhat review, but again, I've got good stories from this week. So I was actually listening to the Big 550 last night, and they had the law segment where
Johnny Law?
I think it was Scott Sherman.
Okay. Yeah.
And so a lady called in and she was talking about how Sprint erased all her personal photos on her phone by accident.
Okay.
It was a big, complicated story, but that was the gist of it. And she wants to sue Sprint.
Sue
and all
everybody.
this stuff, but she has no recourse. And so the thing I wanted to remind everybody is always have your photos, especially your photos, backed up. They're the thing that you really can't replace.
Right.
And there are completely free options to doing this, whether you're on iOS or Android or any phone.
This is good to know.
We've talked about this before. Google Photos is literally just a free application. It's on iOS, on Android, on every phone. Completely free and unlimited storage. And it'll automatically back up all your photos.
It's on every phone?
Why am I paying $20 a month for Apple?
Well, that was what I was going to say. If you're offended by free services that then go ahead and pay for iCloud.
So it's on this phone?
Sure. Yeah, you just have to go to the App Store and download what's called Google Photos. And I'll tell you, I've been using it since about 2008. It has lots of other features, but the amazing thing is if I broke my phone in half right now, I would just pick up another phone, type in my Google Photos, and all my photos since 2008 are there.
Can you attach it to your Google account so it's the same?
It actually is already tied to your Google account. So if you already have a Google account, you already have Google Photos, you just need to log in.
Google Photos, good to know.
Do that, you'll never worry about that or have anxiety about it.
He blows your mind every day,
again.
every time he's here. All right.
Final set is home security. We've talked about Nest cameras before.
Yes.
There's these little devices called Nest cams. People used to think that home security systems were very complex, and they used to be super expensive. But I would highly recommend for $199, check out these Nest cams. I actually helped a client this week who had the police knock on their door and said there was a crime in the area. And because they had Nest cams out, we were actually able to recover a stolen vehicle with the police this week just due to having Nest cams. The other thing about them that's really, really nice is that they have speakers and microphones in them. So if you have it in your living room and you see your dog jump up on the couch and start biting something while you're at work, you can literally, in HD on your phone, go, "Hey, Fido, get down." And
so you put it inside your house.
These are inside cameras. As far as outside cameras, one thing we've talked about a lot is the Ring video doorbell.
Yes.
And actually, I had a story for this as well. That was the one that we helped recover the stolen vehicle, was with the Ring. The creepier story is with the Nest camera.
Well, hold on a second. You said the Ring was
the Ring video doorbell. I'm sorry, was the one that we recovered.
Which, by the way, Shark Tank didn't buy. The Ring.
I think that was the worst decision they made because it's really nice and everyone that uses it. It's a doorbell that replaces your normal doorbell but allows you to see video on.
Right.
So that's where we recovered the stolen vehicle. But with the Nest cams, I actually hooked my parents all up with this in Kansas City. They were just selling their house. While they were selling their house, they had a creepy real estate agent come in and say they brought people to their house. Actually, they were just digging through my parents' closet.
Nice.
And we have them on HD digging through, and they were
they
able to
having
file
sex in your parents' bedroom?
No, but they were being very creepy, and so we were able to file the complaint with that just because they had the cameras in the house. So I think a little bit of security is a good way to go.
The Nest and the Ring, the Ring, they rejected it on Shark Tank. It was a different name. But they left Shark Tank, didn't get a deal, changed the name to Ring, and now Ring's the biggest company going.
When it's a good idea. It's a good idea. And good
Larry,
photos.
Larry, always good. Great. Thanks, Steph. Thanks for checking in. Larry Stenneback from First Rule, our tech guru each and every week. 7:50.